Guys, deluded, you choosing Golo Kante. Thank you very much for having me, folks. I must admit, I am a bit tired. I mean, I've been playing football for the last 3 days in a row. I've played a couple of 11-a-sides and I've got the scars to prove it, man. My body's in pain. But one of you guys asked me to think of either, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 midfielders, whether they be defensive. I don't like to get hung up on this, innit? So some might be classed as destroyers, some might be box-to-box, whatever. I'm just looking at competent midfielders that could add something. All the names I've got here is very different, but let's go on. I got so excited I forgot to say. One of you guys asked me to speak about a couple midfielders, whether it was 4 or 5, that I would look to bring into Arsenal. The names I've put, we can't get, sadly, but let's just entertain ourselves, man. Let's just crack on, man. Firstly, I'm going to go with Pellegrini of Roma. I've watched him at the under-21s level for Italy. I've been impressed in what I've seen at senior level. Probably not a defensive mid per se. He can play, pardon me, a lot of multifunctional roles. I don't know if he has a release clause, but it can't be that much. And he's someone that has scope to grow, and he's someone I really think Unai Emery would take to, because he's got an engine in him, and he's got good technical ability. So whether you're going to play 4-1-4-1, that's a variation of a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, depending on how you look at the formation. It provides that. So Pellegrini would be one. The next, I would say Lucas Torreira. He's going to be playing for Uruguay at the World Cup. I believe he's 22 years of age. Those of you who watch me on a regular basis know this isn't the first time I've mentioned my man. I've mentioned him before and again and again and again, sort of thing. And I really want him. Allegedly, his release clause is 22 million. That is 22 million well spent. If he has a decent World Cup, forget about it. Napoli already interested. Some other big teams should be interested. He's not perfect, but he can be. Like, he's a good midfielder. He's good at winning the ball back for a small guy. He's able to. His tackling can improve. He's got good technical qualities. You see my vid in depth, so I don't want to keep harping on about him. That's someone I really got a lot of time for. When I saw the rumours that Arsenal looking at him, I'm on it now. We want, allegedly, his teammate, Dennis Perret. We've been linked with both of them. If it came between the two of them, fair play to Perret. We've watched him for a while, but I'm going for Torreira. I'm going with Zakaria of Gladbach as well. Second half of the season for me, came off the ball a bit. His concentration weren't quite there. His focus weren't quite there. But he's someone I do believe could add something to the side. And he is a Swiss teammate of Xhaka, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So, yeah. It could be worth going for Nzonzi. Finally get that move. I mean, Unai Emery knows him. He could be that destroyer. On top of being a destroyer, he can be box-to-box. So there's a lot of functions. I'm pretty sure from his time at Blackburn as well, he must count as homegrown. So that could enable us to name him on our homegrown list. And yeah, man, obviously we might, Wenger's gone, but we've got strong French connections. He's bound to have watched Arsenal growing up. So yeah, we need to entice my man. And that's the presence we need. And again, it's not going to be cheap, but you'd like to think you could get more of a respectable fee for Nzonzi than a couple of the names I've previously said. Zakaria, Gladbach, you might get a decent fee, but they might, considering they just bought him, they might act. Pellegrini, Roma might act, even though it should be a modest fee. And Nzonzi 100% should be, in my opinion. The core of Watford is a bit of a wild card for me. I like his qualities and I like what he brings in. There's bound to be a lot of people interested in him. Watford are bound to put a silly figure on him, but it could be one worth listening to. Ndombele of Lyon, it can't happen. We should have done it last year when we had the chance. He's going to join Lyon permanently. Unless you're going to break the bank to take him straight away off Lyon, it's not going to happen. Paredes, he's gone to Zenit St. Petersburg. Again, he's not a defensive mid. He's more of a playmaker. If you want to push it, it'd be more of a Santi than the presence we need in midfield. But I like him. Couldn't understand the move to Zenit. Admittedly, haven't paid too much attention to him this year, but just on the basis of his technical qualities, if he wants to leave and it's available for a modest fee and things, let's get it done. Probably went to Zenit for wages. So yeah, man. I don't want you lot to get hung up on destroyers, defensive mid and things like that. Like I said, I've just simply put a list. Seri is not a defensive mid. He can win the ball back and he can cover ground, but he's not a defensive mid. But by that logic, it should be a lot for him. Probably because his contract hasn't got long left, generally speaking. Probably because he's wanted to leave last year and he seems to have had an underwhelming season by his own standards. Half the job could be done on top of Raul Sanllehi having good relations with his agent. Half the job could be done. So yeah, wild card. I believe he's off to City. That's what some reports are saying. Some reports have said he's going to sign a new deal at PSG. But Claudio Gomez, he's 18. He's probably not ready to jump straight in our first team. But he's someone I believe is going to be a star. And we can offer him a pathway at this club. And trust me, he's very good. So that would be a wild card. And finally, Santiago Asensibar. I hope I've said his name correctly. I probably haven't. A young boy caught my attention at the Under-20 World Cup along with Martinez. He was there when Martinez was there. He's got 10 yellow cards this season for Stuttgart. He's 21, so by that logic, he's a rough diamond. But he's someone that's committed to winning the ball back, someone that really wants to win the ball back, someone that's a fighter. He's got decent technical abilities as well. And he plays for Stuttgart, so it could be a modest fee. He's probably, out of all of them, he's probably the one I'd take the least. Not in the sense that I think he's any worse or any better than anyone, but you kind of know what I kind of know what I'm getting with the others. With him, I kind of know, but there's an air of uncertainty because he's still a rough diamond. But I'll take him. I like his aggression. So they're probably what I've said: Pellegrini, Torreira, Zakaria, Nzonzi, Decor, Dendombile, Perez, Seri. That's about 8 names. 9. That's about 8 or 7, 8, 9 names or whatever, man. I don't know why I've put bullet points all up and down. Why didn't I use Word? Why did I decide to use a notepad? But yeah, man, they're just a couple names I'll be looking at. Like I said, we can't get none of them. we really can't get none of them with a 50 million budget and strengthening other areas. But one of you got in my comments and asked me to do this, so I've done it. Guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. And as usual, thank you very much for staying with me and watching the thing. I'm out.